Hello, 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 and good evening. Hello. Tofu is joining us for this evening's show. Good evening. My name is Tina Bickford. I am the Tatted Stamper. Welcome to my craft room. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Here in the U.S., located in New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire. If you are here live, watching live, leave me a comment. Let me know. Do you have a pet? Does your pet join you when you craft? Let me know where you are watching from. And yeah, she's gonna find me now. Oh, it's Tofu. Um, so tonight's fun fold. We've got a fun fold for tonight. So I'm gonna put Tofu down and switch down to the desk camera and show you what we're going to be doing. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm going to switch down to the desk camera. Waiting for a few more people to join. Oh, and we're having some, of course. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Welcome, Louise from New Zealand. Yes, Louise from Iced Images. She is awesome. Love her. Love her. So my video it looks to be like it's a little bit grainy. The last time it did this, it did clear up. So I'm hoping it will do that. So we have you have a Shih Tzu behind. My brother has a Shih Tzu. He had two. He lost one recently. So yeah. Huge. They always look like puppies. Little dogs always look like puppies. So it's like you have a forever puppy. I also I have a dog also who is actually afraid of the floor in my craft room. So he doesn't come into my craft room, but he is a big lunk of a dog. He's a mutt. And he's right around 100 pounds now. So this is the card that I received as a card swap. And I'm going to try to go slow here so that the video clears. I'm try it a little bit. I don't know what it's doing. So it's just a box. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, you can watch after supper. This is going to be one. Welcome, Louise. From Maryland, Louise from Maryland. So this is the card. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by trying to make sure that this focuses. I'm going to try to make sure this focuses. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. Okay, so this is the card anyway. I got this card as a card swap from Carole Baumgartner. So the card that we're going to make tonight is it's based off of this idea. It's not the same. I'm not using the same Storybook Friends that she used here. Okay, so we're going to make, so this is the card we're going to make. Ugh, so frustrated about this video. Okay, so this is using the Friendly Seagulls, which was a Celebration stamp set. All right, so let's just move right on and see if we can get this darn thing to work. So we're going to start with some cardstock. Let me so I already have a project sheet ready for this card. I just have to proofread it, save it, and then I'll add the link to my YouTube video after it posts. So this piece of cardstock is 4 1/4 by 8, and this one is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, and then we need 2 pieces of white cardstock. These are 3 1/4 by 4. Did I say 3 1/4 here? It's 3 1/2. 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. I just want to make sure I said that right. 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. These ones are 3 1/4 by 4. And you need 2 of those. And then we need 3 pieces of, this is the Azure Afternoon. These are 4 inches by 2 inches. So we need 3 of those. And then I've got 1 piece of the Daffodil Delight. This was just kind of a scrap piece that I had. It is 4 inches by, it looks like 2 1/4 inches. And then a couple pieces of white, these ones are scrap to stamp on or die cut from. So this piece here is 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. And this little bitty baby is 2 1/2 by 1 1/2. And we are, and I'll tell you what, this card is, it's a cool card, but I decided the design that I went with is going to be a lot of die cutting. So I want to, let's start with some scoring. So let's do the pieces that are going to require scoring is our card base, and then these 3 pieces of blue. So we are going to, let's score our card base first. Apologize for that ring light. All right, so we're gonna score this card base at 1/4 inch on this side. And then I'm going to flip it. So if you're comfortable using the 1/4 inch on this side of your trimmer, if you have enough, paper and you're comfortable with that, score it this way at 1/4 inch and you're good. So we're going to score it at 1/4 inch and then 2 1/4 inch. And then we're going to score it at 5 3/4. And then we're going to score it at 7 3/4. So because this is 8 inches wide, I'm going to just use my 1/4 inch over here. And that will give me my 7 3/4. Okay. So we have that. You can't really see that very well because my video is blurry. Let's see if I can make it focus. Focus. Oh, look, I have ink on my fingers. Of course I do. Because I was working on a project sheet for one of the older videos, the alternate Dutch door. So all 3 of these pieces, we're going to just score these at 1/4 inch on both short ends here. And you're going to do that same thing for all 3. And this one. And one more. And I just find it, anything up to 1.5 inches, I do find it easier using this side of my paper trimmer just because I have more paper over here to hold instead of trying to hold just a little bit over here. All right, so we put that aside. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to grab our 2 pieces of white cardstock that were 3 1/4 by 4, and we're going to just do some stamping. And I am going to be using my Memento Black and my Friendly Seagulls. So on the piece that goes on the inside of our card, my blocks are very dirty. Oh my goodness gracious. On the piece that goes on the inside, that's going to be the inside of the card, I want to stamp a Hey Friend, the Hey Friend. I want to kind of keep this in the center because we're going to put a sun and a cloud up here. So Hey Friend. And then we're going to put some flying seagulls up there also. Those, I'm going to put those kind of right above the Hey Friend. Again, because we're going to have a cloud and the sun up here. So there. And then on this piece here, I'm going to stamp, I love you more than French fries. This, this stamp set is really kind of cute. So I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to come up towards the top a little bit more. I love you more than, and you could load both of these sentiments up on your block and stamp them both at the same time. I like to stamp them separately. That's just me. Love you more than French fries. And then I'm going to stamp this little guy in here. Over in the corner. And then, of course, we have to have some French fries. So we are going to stamp some French fries. And I'm going to stamp those over here, and I'm going to angle them a little bit. Like so. And, oh, good. My video cleared up. Yay. Oh, Lord. All right. So now I'm just coming in with, this is a stamp right here. It's like these little, like little bubbles. So, I mean, I think it could probably be like sand. It could be, you know, like sea foam, whatever. I'm going to use it for like sand. I'm going to make it look like these French fries are kind of in a sand pile like that, or a rock pile or whatever. And then I am going to take, just to get our stamping out of the way, I'm going to take this piece of, this other piece of white cardstock, the one that is 4.5 by 2.5, and we're going to stamp some seagulls on this guy too. So I'm going to stamp quite a few. I'm going to stamp three seagulls. I'm going to have one, this guy. And it doesn't matter, we have to fussy cut these ones out. So, which is not my favorite. Not my favorite. Fussy cutting is not my favorite. Well, hello, Beth. Yes, the seagulls. I like this set. I like it. I'm really sad that it's well, I don't know, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if this is one that would carry over into the new annual catalog. So, speaking of, so the new catalog for Stampin' Up! Will be coming out in May. Oops, will be coming out in May. And if you don't have a demonstrator already and you're in the US and you would like me to have a catalog sent to you, you can email me. My email is actually in the description of the description of the video. Okay, I'm going to stamp that little guy, and I think we're done with stamping. So I can put this black memento away. And then we're going to do some, I want to do some coloring, and I'm going to bring out my blends for this. We have blends. All right, so I'm not going to do any coloring on this, obviously, that one there, but I am going to color on this guy. So I'm going to color the French fries, Daffodil Delight, and I'm not being real careful with this because it's, you know, it's a little small. And I'm using the, for these smaller ones, I'm using the bullet tip on my marker. And I'm just going to come in here on the French fries, this little hamburger bun that's there. That one I colored pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, actually, his feet and his beak can also be pumpkin pie. We'll do that. While we have it open, we'll do these guys too. How is everybody doing? We had a pretty good day today as far as weather goes. It did a little bit. I mean, it's a, you know, we're getting rain now, but it's doing some snow melt, so I like that. And let me just color these French fries that are in his mouth so I can get rid of that daffodil. And then I'm going to come in here with my real red. And I'm just going to just color around here. And I don't know why, like, I don't know why red. It's probably because, I don't know, McDonald's is the most popular, like, fry place in the US, I guess. All right, so now I'm just coming in with my crumb cake, and I'm just kind of dotting around these. I'm not being really specific about, you know, coloring in the circles. I'm just kind of dotting around them. So there's that one. And then the seagulls. All right, so I looked up images of seagulls so that I could make sure I knew exactly how, and like they have, well, and I'm sure they're all different kinds of colors, but the ones I looked at, they all have gray wings and they have black tail feathers. So this imagery doesn't really lend itself to coloring a black tail, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's just how I roll. So I'm just taking my gray granite blends, the light. So when you get the blending pens, they're alcohol markers. And when you get them in a set of two. One is light and one is dark. And I always start with the light first, and then I'll come in with the dark. And when you come in with the dark, it just gives it that little bit of shading. So I'm just going to shade kind of on the bottom here on these wings. Now with the alcohol markers, they do bleed through the back of the cardstock. So you want to be really careful with where you're coloring. Like if the back of what you're coloring is going to be seen, you might want to use a Stampin' Write marker instead of an alcohol marker. All right, so then I'm just going to come in. I don't know how well you can see that, but it just kind of gives it that little dimension. Rainy and gloomy all day. And yeah, I'm not going to mind the rain so much tonight if it gets rid of some of this snow, so I'll take it. So I'm just coming back in with the light and kind of blending that dark up into the light. And I get all those, and I'm using my basic black now for the tail. And again, it doesn't really, the imagery doesn't really lend itself to it. So I'm just kind of coming in and I'm doing a fake it. I'm just doing a fake it. Coming in, doing a little bit of making it look like he's got a black tail and blending it down into the body. This one, probably a little bit more just because he's front facing, but there. And I'm not going to blend that anymore. So there are my little seagulls. Okay. So front to back. All right, let's see. These have to be, this stuff needs to be die cut. So we'll put that there. These are all set. Let's just do this fussy cutting while we are in it. So for two of these guys, I'm going to make it look, I don't know if you noticed, I showed the card, but the video was blurry. Two of these guys, I'm going to make it look like they're kind of floating on the wings. So I'm on the waves. So I'm not going to get real fussy about cutting around their legs because they're going to be glued to the back of the waves. But I am going to come in here and just kind of carefully fussy cut around the body. So you can see how he's upside down, but you can see there. And then this guy, same thing. He's going to be floating on the water. The guy with the French fries in his mouth, I thought he probably, he's probably the one that's going to go on the front of the card because he doesn't really look like he's like swimming. So like he's in, his wings are up instead of in a down position and kind of floating around. So he'll go on the front of the card. This guy, man, I am not a fan of fussy cutting, you guys. I am not. Give me my dies any day. Here and there. One more. All right, this guy we got to pay a little bit of attention to because he is going to go on the front of our card. And we are almost done fussy cutting. Yay. This guy is seems to be pretty happy he's got French fries. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably be very happy if I had French fries too. So just one more, come around here, almost done, almost done. And there. Ugh. Stressful, stressful, stressful. Okay, so now we have all of that. We have our fussy cutting. We have all this, a little something there. Well, we're going to do some die cutting. All right, so I am going to bring my die cut machine in. Let me just move all of that over. Bring my die cut machine in to do a lot of this. Move this over. All right, so for die cutting on the Stamp and Emboss, the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, you need your plate 1, your thin die adapter 2, and you need 2 of your number 3 cutting plates. Number 3. So I'm going to use the first one. First thing I'm going to come in, I'm going to just line this gray granite up, and I'm going to use my Nested Essentials. And we're going to cut, this one's going to have, there's going to be a window cut in this front. This is the front panel. So let's just put because we're going to have, I'm going to put a couple of things on the same plate to cut. So let's just put a sticky note to hold that in place. And then we're going to do I'm going to put, let's put this one here. Let's put the white one here. And the white one I'm actually using from the Umbrella Days dies. I am using, I wanted clouds, and these are the only dies that I have that has a cloud. So we're just going to take this cloud and put it there. That piece of white cardstock is plenty big enough. I'm not going to buckle that one down, so that one can just stay there. And then I also wanted a sun. So we are going to take the from the Spring Corners dies. I can't really get that in there. So the Spring Corners dies, these ones here. There are 2. So there's this die here, and then there's a round die. I'm going to put those together to make the sun. Now with this one, you can cut them both this way if you want. If you have this one, you can fit this one inside of this die, and you can just cut the circle out. If you're, worried about saving some paper, you could do that. You do need to be very careful when you do that, that your dies don't stack up on top of each other, because you don't want to break your dies. So we will just do that. This is going to get caught in that side. So we'll fold that up and just put our second plate 3 on and roll this right through. There. Let's just get these off the plate. We'll worry about those in a minute. Just move those off to the side. And now we're going to do these ones. So we're going to make waves using these blue ones. So the dye that I'm going to use is actually coming from this Fancy Borders. So this Fancy Borders is a brand new online exclusive that is now available. And it has all kinds of gorgeous, gorgeous dyes, border dyes. Just awesome. This is actually the only one I haven't used yet, believe it or not. So this is the one we're going to use. So this dye, probably a lot of people would use it this way. I saw it this way as a wave. So that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to do these one at a time. And I'm going to place the peak of the wave. I'm going to place it in different locations. So one on the left, one on the right, one in the middle, one on the left. And there. Just roll that one through. And so see how that came? Looks like a little wave. Yay. And then we're going to do the second one. And we're going to just position this one in the middle. Oopsies. Look, just bend that die a little bit there. Oh my goodness. All right, there. And then one more after this. And we're going to put this one, we're going to position this one over here on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to come in there, plate, and roll it through. Okay. Yay. All right, then we can put that aside. That die in there. And grab all of our parts and pieces here. Now on my sample card, I did, on this frame for the front, I did emboss it using the soft waves. I'm not going to do that for this one. I'm going to leave this one plain. And I am just going to throw these dies up here. So we have our frame and we have our sun and we have our, well, don't forget our little guys there. Then we have our three waves and our cloud. So the cloud is stuck in there pretty good. So I'm just going to come in and poke that out with my take your pick tool. Now with the cloud, I think I do want to give the cloud a little bit of color. So I'm going to take my Azure Afternoon. I'm going to come in here and just take most of that ink off and just come in and blend a little bit just here and there on the top. Just that. That's all. Just enough. All right. Now let's come in with our, oops. All right, so we're going to come in back in with this piece here that says, hey friend, and we're going to add our sun and our cloud. So I'm going to add the cloud using dimensionals. The sun, I'm going to glue on, but I'm going to glue it kind of in the corner. So some of it's going to be cut off. I'm just going to come in here. And the way that I positioned this is so that the friend kind of is in between a couple of those peaks, and you can just, however, just like that. So you can see that. And then I put this part of the sun on with dimensionals that are right in front of my face. So put those on, put that right in the middle. And you could ink around that too to give that a little more dimension if you wanted. Certainly could. And then we're going to just pop our cloud on right here. I'm going to cover a little bit of the sun. And it's okay that it's overhanging because we're actually going to trim those pieces off. So I'm just going to come in and trim that little bit right there. I was going to trim that right off. And I'm going to do the same with these little bits of the sun. Easy peasy. Okay. All right. So we have that, and we have our waves. And I am going to need my Terran tape. All right, so we are going to put, all right, on our card base, let's just get these things folded and burnished, these folds. Grab these. So I'm using Terran tape. You can use glue. I did use the Tombow mono-adhesive glue there, the green glue, liquid glue on my first one, but I also did get glue everywhere. So I don't know, maybe you want to use your liquid glue for this, and that's fine. All right, so this guy I'm going to put on the back, and I'm comfortable using my green glue. This is what it looks like on the back when you do your alcohol markers. It's going to be hidden on this anyway, so I'm not worried about that. So this piece is going to go on the back. So all of your folds on this card, they're all mountain. All of these, you can fold them all as mountain. So on the back, we're going to just put this in that center panel, centered. Excuse me, like so. And then this one, we're going to put on the inside of the card on that same center panel. And this one you can glue in also. And my liquid glue is getting low. All right, make sure that you're right side up and right side up. And put that in like so. All right. These guys, last little bit of liquid glue. We are going to glue these guys to the back of these waves. So I'm just adding some glue to each one of them to their leg area here. Just a little bit will do. And I'm going to take, so the one where I did the peak in the middle, this is going to be my middle wave. So I want the two that have the peaks on, you know, either side, because I'm going to put these guys in the little dip. In the little wave, the little dip of the wave. And so I'm just coming in just like that. So it looks like they're floating along. Now you could use the like the Soft Waves embossing folder, and you could actually emboss these little panels too. I think that would look pretty good. I didn't think about doing that until right now, if I'm being completely honest. So there's that. All right, so this guy, I'm going to just put him right here so that he's kind of floating on the waves here. All right, now I'm going to fold and burnish these waves. So on this particular die, it does leave that little bit of a molded you know, score line there, little detail. So I'm folding in a mountain away from that. And I'm going to do that on all of these, same thing. So you're folding those little tabs to the back, like so. And I am going to give them all a good burnish, like so. And this card, it folds flat in a regular envelope, so that's good. All right, so now let's add, can't lose this guy. He's got to go on the front, so we can't lose him. All right, so now let's get to adding our tear and tape. So what I'm going to add tear and tape to every one of these little 1/4 inch sections. So the 2 that are on the card base and on each one of these guys. Now, again, if you are more comfortable with green glue, that is okay too. Just that. And this, so the tear and tape, I think, is probably a little bit wider than a 1/4 inch, or it's like just exactly a 1/4 inch. So I'm putting it right along the score line for each one of these. So if it overhangs a little bit, I can kind of tuck it, you know, kind of roll it over on itself. And these guys. Ah, it does stick to you pretty good. Right at that score line. And this would probably be like, if you could put your green glue on here and just, you know, put it all on all of them all at the same time, so it's not quite as gooey when you go to put these things on, as it'll dry a little bit before you put it on. You could do that, I suppose. But I like the tear and tape, especially for these waves, because they are going to, you know, there is a lot of movement there when you're opening, you know, opening and closing the card. All right, so I'm just going to take my, I like to take my my bone folder and just give that tear and tape a good burnish for a couple of reasons. It, you know, it makes sure that the tape is adhered securely to that cardstock, and it also, whatever the reason is, makes it easier to remove that release paper. All right, so here comes the fun part. Here comes the magic. All right, so we're going to take one of the waves with one of the seagulls, and we're going to remove the release paper from the right side. And if you are left-handed and you want to do this the other way, you certainly can, because it's going to work both ways. So with that, it's kind of flattened out a little bit. I'm going to flip it over, and on this right-hand panel, I'm going to come in. I'm going to line it up with the bottom. I'm up. I brought it up just a little bit, so it's like not even a 1/16 of an inch from the bottom. And I'm bringing it from the score line. I'm moving that edge over to about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to line that up just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to fold this guy over, and I'm going to take the wave that doesn't have a seagull on it. And I'm going to do the same thing, remove the release paper from that right-hand side. And I'm going to line this guy up about 1/4, same distance from the bottom, and about 1/4 of an inch from where that fold is there. Like so. There. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this last one. So fold those two over, take this guy, get that release paper off, line it up near the bottom and about 1/4 of an inch. Just make sure everything is straight and good to go. All right. Now we're going to fold all of these over flat. We're going to hold it flat. Make sure that this is not up at all. Make sure that your card base is flat. Hold everything flat. take all of this release paper off, all 3 of these that are left. Like so, and that last one, like so. All right. Now, while I'm holding all of this flat, I'm going to take the card and I'm just going to close it at this score line here. So I'm just going to go ahead and close it, and I'm going to press down where that tape is, just like that. And now when you open the card, your card looks like this, and it should fold flat this way and fold flat this way. Now we're going to take our frame. Don't forget our little guy here. I'm afraid I'm going to lose him. All right, so take our frame, and we're going to fold the card flat this way here. And again, it will work the other way. So if you fold it off to the left, you can, that works too. We're just going to fold, I'm going to just fold it to the right, flat, remove that release paper, and I'm going to take my frame and I'm going to line it up right at that score line. Right at the score line and top to bottom, like so. Then I'm going to fold this whole thing over this way, remove that release paper. And then when you close this, at that 1/4 inch score line right there, when you fold that over, it's going to line up with this other score line here, like that. Now your whole card should fold back and forth, side to side, flat and flat. And there it is. How stinking cute is that? Okay. One last little guy here. I need my mini dimensionals because this guy's got skinny little legs. Don't we all wish we had skinny little legs, huh? All right, so take my little mini dimensional. Now he's going to go, I'm going to put him in this corner. So I have to be very aware of where I'm putting dimensionals. So I'm just going to put them on this side. And I could probably just get away with one over here, one regular size one, but I'm going to do the 2 minis. We'll do the 2 minis over there because I have them out. And then, there and there, and just pop this guy right on here in the corner, like so. And there you go. There is your, isn't that so stinking cute? I love it. I love it. Let me just show you. I'm going to show you Carole's card again. So Carole used the Storybook Friends. And this is the postage stamp die. I'm not sure where the sun and the clouds are from, but all of the die cuts that you see in here, these are all from the Storybook Friends. So hers is just like that. Isn't that cute? Yay, Louise, you're going to make this card. So I will have the project sheet, like I said, very shortly. Before I go to bed tonight, I will have the project sheet in the description of this video. Let me just grab, I didn't have time to do like a bunch of different alternates. What I will do is I will do some more alternates, and I will actually post pictures of them over on my Facebook page. So if you don't follow me on Facebook, you will see a link to my Facebook page, The Tatted Stamper, in the description of the YouTube video. So you can find it there. Let me just grab, this is the card that I made with the embossing. And you know, now that I see it, I really do think I like the embossing better. Yeah. I think this front frame needs a little bit of something. So you could either stamp on it, or I mean, I suppose we could embellish it. We could put some embellishments on there, and maybe I'll do that. But I liked the soft waves. I was thinking when I did this one, I was thinking of that soft waves when I was doing those, which is why I think but then it was too late. So, oh well. All right. So let me switch back to, let me just actually, I'll just put those right there. I don't know if you guys, if you want a screenshot of what those cards look like. I don't know. Do you? If you do, you can. There you go. So let me switch back to my laptop camera. Figure that out. Here I am. Oh, geez. Okay. I should check my hair before I switch back that camera. So, a couple of things. I will have the project sheet. I mentioned that I will have the project sheet very shortly in there. You can get a link to my Facebook page from the description of this video. You just have to click on that the word more, so that you see there's so much stuff in the description of the video already. So you can see that. The project sheet will be in there shortly. So I'm trying something new, and I'm trying it because Louise from Iced Images had mentioned in her videos that she has a Pinterest board where you can post your versions of cards that she makes. Who knew? So I think that I may have done that. If you make one of your own shadow box cards, I would love to see it. And you can't post it, a picture of it in a comment on YouTube video. You can comment on when I post this on my Facebook page, you can comment with pictures of your cards on my Facebook page. But in the description of this video, if you click on that word more, you will see where it says click here for an invite to my Pinterest board. I would love it if you guys made cards, if you would just click on that link, go to my Pinterest board, then there's another link in there for you to actually pin your card to it. I think it works. My very good friend Lisa from North Carolina, who's watching this video after she eats supper, tested it for me. So I think it works. I hope it works. I would love, love, love to see your cards on there. I just love cards. So I would love to see any of your versions of it. So give it a shot. Let me know if it works. My email address is in the description. Reach out to me, obviously, if you need anything, want anything, have any questions. What else? If you're watching and you're not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications when I go live. Share my videos, like my videos, all of it helps. Every bit of it helps. So any little thing, help me get the word out that I'm here and I'm doing what my passion is, showing you how to make cards. And yeah, so I will be back Sunday morning, Eastern Standard Time, with another card. I don't really know yet, but I will have some cards. So I bought some paper from Iced Images from Amazon, and in one of my last videos, I put a link to her paper in that video, and I made some cards using some of that paper, and I want to show them off. So on Sunday, I'll be showing some of those cards off. I hope you like them. So I'll be back Sunday, and I hope that you will join me on Sunday, and I hope that you will go over to my Facebook page and follow my page if you're not already there, and just show me some love. All right. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye.